We turn now to a GMA health alert for American Heart Month. The new study finds that women who follow a Mediterranean diet will have a significantly lower risk of having a stroke. Our chief medical correspondent, Dr. Narula, is here now. Dr. Narula, so break this one down for us. This is a pretty large study. It followed women over 20 years. Why is it so significant?
It's so important, Rachel, because stroke is the fourth leading cause of death in this country. It's a leading cause of disability. It affects more women than men, in fact, kills more women than men. 1 in 5 women are going to have a stroke, and we know that diets are incredibly powerful in terms of prevention. There's been a lot of research around the Mediterranean diet in terms of how it can lower the risk of stroke and have other benefits as well. So this study looked at the interaction of women, stroke, and the Mediterranean diet. They basically looked at 100,000 women, gave them a questionnaire, followed them, as you said, for about 20 years. These were women average age of about 52. And they found that those that had the highest adherence to the Mediterranean diet dropped their stroke risk by about 18%. When they looked at the breakdown of types of strokes, they dropped their risk of what's called an ischemic stroke, caused by really usually a clot in a blood vessel that supplies blood to the brain, by about 16%. And they dropped the risk of hemorrhagic stroke, which is caused by a ruptured blood vessel or a bleed in the brain, by about 25%. Now, again, this isn't a cause-effect study, but this association is real, and we've really seen it in a lot of other studies before.
Yeah, that's a lot of progress. Okay, so what exactly is a Mediterranean diet? We do have some samples here to just remind people what exactly is in a Mediterranean diet.
Well, maybe we should ask George, because I know he's Greek. But,
and we've done about 100 stories on
yes. So the Mediterranean diet is not one diet. It is essentially a pattern of eating that is characterized by how people eat in the countries that border the Mediterranean. And essentially it means a diet that's high in fruits and vegetables, legumes and beans, fish, olive oil, seeds, and nuts, and is low in things like dairy and saturated fat and red meats. We think that it is the antioxidants, the omega-3s, and the nutrients in this food that is really helping with the blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar effects we see, and possibly decrease in inflammation. Now, this is not the only heart-healthy diet. As a cardiologist, we do talk about other diets, things like the DASH diet, things like vegetarian or vegan plant-based diets. Really helpful to work with a nutritionist. I tell a lot of my patients to kind of figure out what works for you so that you will stick with it. And the American Heart Association, if you go on their website, has tons of great information about diets, including the Mediterranean diet.
And Dr. Narula, thank you so much.